Bonjour, this is Liam in for Bear. Today's ask comes from the toolkit's own manual, 2 video skills that look identical from the outside, so where do they actually differ? The answer is a design decision worth stealing. 4 moments are bolted down and exactly one is free. Learn the skeleton once, then choose your middle. Act 1, every real, either skill, stands on the same 4 bones, and they land in the same order every time. Picture the armature on a sculptor's bench. The frame is welded before any clay goes on, pose fixed, proportions fixed. Whatever the piece becomes it on those bones. Same contract here. The skeleton was decided before your video existed. Here they are, beat 0, the Claude composer, a world language hello and ask that lands answered. Then the middle. Then your turn, a prompt typed in for the viewer. Then the brand card, 2 skills, 1 spine, and only slot 2 is negotiable. Look closer at beat 0. The greeting slot rotates through world language hellos, Ola, Bear, Namast, Liam, a fixed component with one controlled variable inside, which is the whole design in miniature. The chrome never moves, the small living slot keeps it warm. Stack 10 episodes and the pattern is blunt. Same first frame, same handoff, same sign-off. The middles are the only rows that vary. That isn't laziness. That's the format doing identity work at the edges while the middle does the teaching. Act 2, Fork 1, the video explains an idea, so the middle becomes a Vox-style essay. The rule for a concept middle is deliberately loose. Any media that fits, archival plates, isotype grids, manum for the math, custom illustrations, even terminals and code when they earn the beat. The bookends frame it, the middle teaches. The manual's own example, 1 line in the composer, a name and a question mark, and the skill decides everything downstream of it. So the middle assembles from whatever teaches. The ultraviolet catastrophe curve bends toward disaster, energy snaps into quantized steps beside it. Notice what's absent, app chrome. The interface did its job at beat 0 and got out of the way. This is the Vox inheritance, the documentary editor's bench, plates, contact sheets, a grease pencil. The craft is picking the one image that carries the sentence and cutting everything else. The skill borrows exactly that discipline from television and nothing else. Act 3, Fork 2, the video builds something with Claude, and the middle stops being an essay and becomes a loop. Same composer, different verb. Build, not explain, and that one verb swaps the entire middle. The loop is strict about pairing. Prompt, then why this prompt. Code, then discuss it. Output, then discuss that. Every artifact gets a commentary beat. The reel shows its receipts, and then it reads them aloud. And the sharpest clause, at least one revision. The first output gets flagged, a change goes in, the loop runs again. That loop back arrow is the honesty device. It proves somebody watched the output instead of narrating over it. Compare 2 cuts of the same build. Top, code scrolls, output plays, a screencast, nothing you couldn't get by pausing. Bottom, same footage, but every step stops for judgment. Those stops are the difference between evidence and a slideshow of evidence. One house rule rides along with the loop. The output lands as motion. A chart that moves, a sim that runs, never a screenshot of either. If the build produced something alive, the reel owes you the alive version. Act 4, here's the part people miss. Nobody debates the fork per idea. The idea's source already decided. 3 feeds, 2 builders, 0 judgment calls. Ideas from the Cly Scout and the Sim Scout arrive build-shaped, so they route to Claude Cly. Video idea cards from the Concept Scouts route to Claude-explainer. The table is the entire negotiation. Here's the fork as a set piece. The slate is identical every time, same board, same marks, same snap. What the production does after the snap is the only live question. Pull back and the choice appears, 2 corridors leaving the same mark. Down one, a concept gets explained. Down the other, a thing gets built. Nothing at the mark tells you which because the routing already happened upstream. Run ideas through the rule and they sort on the verb. Explain the photoelectric effect left, build a sim of the photoelectric effect right. Same noun, different verb, different middle. That's the whole decision, and it fits on 1 line. Act 5, the tell, why weld the bookends at all? Because this design is a bet about where attention should be spent. Fixed chrome buys recognition. 1 frame of beat 0 and you know the channel, the register, and how it will end. Consistency compounds across a catalog the way a logo does. Every episode deposits into the same account. And the middle is where the spent freedom goes. 1 opening card on the wall, 2 branches of storyboards below it, different media, different rhythms, 1 shape holding both. The constraint didn't shrink the craft, it concentrated it. Now the honest ledger, the cost, beat 0 can never surprise you, no mid-story hook, no format twist, and 40 episodes in, sameness risks reading as wallpaper. The gain, 0 decisions spent reinventing the frame, every decision spent inside it. So judge it as a design. The bookends are locked because they're brand, and brand only works when it never flinches. The middle is free because teaching dies in a template. Fix what must repeat, free what must think, that's the tell. Let's recap with Claude. Every reel stands on 4 fixed moments: hello composer, middle your turn, brand card. A concept middle teaches with any media that fits. A build middle runs the loop, prompt why, code, discuss, output, discuss, and always at least one revision. The idea source picks the builder, not taste, and the design holds because it fixes what must repeat and frees what must think. Your turn, here's the prompt, here's a video idea, paste 1 or 2 sentences. First, classify it with the routing rule. Is this a concept to explain or a thing to build with Claude? Concept routes to Claude-explainer, build routes to Claude-Cli, justify the call in 1 sentence. Then draft beat 0, a Claude composer cold open with a world language hello and an ask that lands answered. Finally, draft the first act of the middle in the matching shape. Vox-style teaching beats for a concept or prompt why, code, discuss for build, and give me 1 line of what the other skills middle would have opened with so I can see what the routing decided. Run it on the idea you've been sitting on. If Claude hesitates between the two, your idea contains 2 videos, worth knowing before you build either. Fixed bookends, free middle, lay 'em in for bear.